Today we analyze all variations of King's Gambit. White starts with pawn to e4, and black responds with pawn to e5. Now white goes for the aggressive King's Gambit with f4, offering a pawn to open the attack. Black accepts the challenge and captures on f4. White develops the knight to f3, while black strikes in the center with d5. The knight jumps to c3, increasing pressure. Black pushes forward and captures on e4. White's knight recaptures on e4, taking control of the center. Black develops the bishop to g4, pinning the knight. White calmly plays queen to e2. Black captures on f3 with the bishop, damaging white's structure. And now comes the brilliant finish. Knight to f6. Checkmate. The knight attacks the king. The queen supports the attack, and black has no escape squares. What if black moves pawn to g5 instead of d5? White develops the knight to f3, and black pushes g5, defending the extra pawn. White advances h4, challenging black's kingside. Black responds with f6, trying to hold everything together. Now the attack begins. White's knight captures on g5, and black recaptures with the pawn. White brings the queen to h5, delivering the first check. Black's king steps to e7. The queen continues the hunt with qg5. The king retreats to e8. White keeps the pressure on with qe5. Black's king moves to f7. The bishop joins the attack with bc4, forcing the king to g6. Now comes a powerful move, h5. The king is driven to h6. White calmly places the queen on f4, preparing the final assault. Black tries to defend with qg5, but white strikes. Queen captures the bishop with check. Black's queen steps in to defend. And then the stunning finish. d3. Checkmate. Every escape square is covered, every defense has failed, and the black king is trapped. A brilliant attacking masterpiece from the King's Gambit. If you bring a bishop instead of a pawn, the bishop comes to c4, aiming directly at the vulnerable f7 square. Black pushes g4, attacking the knight. White castles kingside, prioritizing king's safety. Black captures on f3, opening dangerous lines. White develops with knight c3, but black continues the attack and advances with pawn g2. Now comes the sacrifice. White plays bishop f7, forcing the black king to capture on f7. With the king exposed, white brings the rook into action with rook to f4. Black's king retreats to e8, but the attack is just getting started. White's queen jumps to h5, delivering another check. Black is forced to move the king to e7. And now the brilliant finish, qe5, checkmate. If black not capture f4 pawn, black declines and plays d6, preparing a solid setup. White develops the knight to f3, and black pins it with bishop g4. The bishop comes to c4, targeting the weak f7 square. Black responds with bishop e7. White castles kingside, while black develops with knight c6. White plays c3, strengthening the center. Black's knight jumps to a5, attacking the bishop. Now white strikes with pawn e5, opening the position. Black recaptures with pawn e5. And here comes the combination. Bishop f7. The bishop sacrifices itself on f7, forcing the king to capture. White follows up with knight e5, bringing another piece into the attack and checking the king. Black's king runs to e6, but white's queen joins the action with queen g4. The king greedily captures the knight on e5, but this walks right into a mating net. White plays queen f5, forcing the king to d6. And now the stunning final move, qd5, checkmate. Thanks for watching. For more videos, please do subscribe.